Just a quick heads up as I start the video, I will be dissecting the 2022 NASCAR Cup schedule on a separate video on the National Racing Network YouTube channel. A link for that and their YouTube channel will be in the description down below. So, it's here. The 2022 NASCAR Cup schedule is out. Not as many big changes as last year, but there are some notable ones. The big one that has everyone talking is the Clash. This preseason exhibition has always been ran at Daytona. As a matter of fact, they changed it up this year by running it on the road course. But for the first time ever, the NASCAR Cup Series will be racing at the Los Angeles Coliseum, one of the most prestigious sporting venues in all of America. A stadium that's pretty much seen it all, with 2 Summer Olympic Games, soon to be 3 in 2028, NFL football, soccer, baseball, and even some forms of motorsports. But this time around, they're going to be putting a little tiny short track inside the Los Angeles Coliseum, and the stars of NASCAR will take this track on February 6th, 2022, which, by the way, this race leads up to the Super Bowl, which of course is taking place in Los Angeles' SoFi Stadium. And of course, right off the bat, you can't go NASCAR news these days without people complaining about it on social media. Have you guys ever heard of Dodge Raceway Stadium? All my homies know Dodge Raceway Stadium. You know, at this point, no one hates NASCAR more than NASCAR fans. And I don't mean to make anybody mad saying that, but let's take a look at this, okay? I think this is a very good move. You're going to Los Angeles, a stadium with a lot of history. NASCAR is trying to take an event, a preseason exhibition race, guys, a preseason exhibition race, and they're trying to make it more hyped up, more relevant. At the time of me recording this, it's 8:52 p.m. on September 14, 2021, the day that has been officially announced. It was announced just really a couple hours ago. The Los Angeles Coliseum is nationally trending on Twitter. It is trending. It has people talking about it, which is good. This could be a huge thing for NASCAR. You know, again, it's kind of going back to the roots, and I thought you people wanted short tracks. Plus, it's a much smaller short track. It's a short track. It's not like Bristol, not like Martinsville. It's a lot like, I would say this is Bowman Gray Stadium on steroids. This is basically a throwback to where a lot of drivers get their start, on those tiny quarter-mile short tracks, you know? And supposedly, from what I read, all charter teams, if eligible, are required to run this race. So we might have a 36 car field on this little tiny short track inside the Los Angeles Coliseum. And not only that, as for someone who started iRacing about 3 months ago, we're already getting some teasing that it's already prepared for iRacing, that the LA Coliseum track has been built. As a matter of fact, when it was announced on NASCAR Race Hub on Fox, Tyler Reddick, Clint Boyer, and Jamie McMurray actually took the track out for a spin, which is, I must say, this is really cool. And I'm really looking forward to this race because I think this could be a big moment for NASCAR. A great way to introduce the next-gen car, which, by the way, the race will be ran with the next-gen car. I have to say that because before the pandemic, the original plan was that the 2021 Clash was going to be on the road course like it was, but it was going to be ran with the current gen, the Gen 6 car, and then run the next gen for the 500, when originally the next gen was supposed to debut this year, not next year. But overall, I think it's a great idea. And you know what? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we don't know until we try. And I think we're in a time now where the sport is changing more than ever before, and I cannot stress that enough. The sport is changing more and more than I've ever seen it. I've been watching NASCAR since July 2004, and it's crazy to see that I think we've seen more change in the last few years than the last 14, 15 years prior. New tracks, new teams, new car, lots of new drivers. Some traditions have been broken. Yes, I get that. You know, obviously the Coke Zero 400 is now the regular season finale, and it plays as the ultimate wild card before the playoffs. July 4th weekend was held at Road America. NASCAR left tracks like Chicagoland and Kentucky. They're adding Gateway next year. They're going to add the track in St. Louis and replace one of Pocono's dates. So after a couple years, the Pocono doubleheader is being dealt away with. And some other things, and again, in a separate video on the National Racing Network, stay tuned for that, because I will be dissecting the entire 2022 schedule and going through my thoughts on that. But overall, I think it's a great move, just because you're going to a big market. You can attract more fans that way and get NASCAR into that main spotlight, you know, that I know people have been craving for, that we had back in the 90s and 2000s. This could be a big deal for NASCAR. This is Los Angeles we're talking about, okay? This is the second largest market in the United States. And I think this, you know, and I keep repeating myself like a broken record. Give it a chance. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't work, we try something else. I can't help but get vibes from the Cars movie too, because the Los Angeles track is based off of the Coliseum, so it almost kind of feels like that, except that was a super speedway. This is a little tiny short track. So that's pretty much my thoughts on it. It's definitely different. It's going to be interesting to see how this race is going to look, and I can already tell there's probably going to be a lot of wrecked race cars, a lot of beating and banging, and probably big entertainment value for the fans being there. I do hope the place is packed and there are a lot of fans there, so I hope it gets promoted like crazy, because that's going to be a crazy way to start the new generation of NASCAR in 2022. Let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think about NASCAR racing at the LA Coliseum? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sonicals831, and I'll see you in the next video.